Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon from Frankfurt. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for joining us this afternoon to our preview press conference for Frankfurter Buchmesse 2020, our special edition. Today, we would like to give you a short overview of the program that we have been working on for the past couple of weeks. And I'm here with a few colleagues whom I'll introduce to you shortly. Just a few things to keep in mind. The presentation will take about 30 minutes. And after that, you will have time to ask questions. Please feel free to either raise your hand and you'll ask your questions, or use the chat tool that we also provide. So I'm here today with Juergen, the director of Frankfurter Buchmesse. Hello, Juergen. Katja Böhne, Vice President, Marketing and Communications. Katja, we can't see you. Stefanie von Beoeczy, whom you've met. She's the head of our Frankfurt conference and B2B program. Stefanie, we can't see you. Here you are. Hi there. Jenny Kuehne, of course, head of the digital book fair and of Frankfurt Rights. And now I would like to hand over to Juergen. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Good morning to all of you. This year has been very special. So we created a Frankfurt Buchmesse Special Edition. The book trade has faced many, many challenges over the last 6 months. Authors have not been able to travel. Very few literature festivals took place. The bookstores had to be closed and only are opened after weeks again. Publishers had adapted their publishing lists. Agents have been struggling. On the other side, audiobooks, streaming services went through the roof. So a lot of things have happened due to the pandemic situation. But also this showed the resilience of the book trade worldwide, of publishing, of bookstores worldwide, since they've been very creative. And I think we developed a lot of new tools, a lot of new ideas to get us, the book people, through this crisis. In a few countries, book sales already have recovered. I can talk especially for Germany, where we are seeing an upside in the past few months. And hopefully we're going to have very few losses. And I hope this is a situation you are facing in your territories as well. So since this has been this very special situation, we thought we have to send signals of hope that books, authors, publishers, translators, everybody involved in the value chain, that they are kicking and alive. And we want to send this message with our campaign, which is called Signals of Hope, and we're going to talk about it later on. But we also implemented different tools actually to create media interest into the world of authors and books. And we also wanted to supply you with some tools to provide you to get through your, to support you in your business activities. We only started a few days ago to announce, to promote, to open up our offerings. And in these few days, we have about 2,500 digital exhibitors from 89 countries who are taking part, and I'm sure there are going to be a lot more in the next few weeks. There's 3 weeks left till we start with our program. And yes, even our guest of honor is going to be part of it. The presentation has been postponed to next year, but we have like 25 virtual events this year reflecting what's happening in Canada's literature scene. We are going to have different physical events here. We're going to have our opening in Frankfurt at the Festhalle. You know it, which used to be the Agent Center in the past 2 years, but now it's going to be our podcasting center. Going to talk about this later on. And since we have all these, let's say, interesting offerings for you, I think it's about time that you know more details about it. So I'd like to hand over to my colleagues. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them into the chat or ask them afterwards. We would be pleased to answer these questions. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you, Juergen. And we would now start with Katja, and she will talk about the Signals of Hope campaign. Katja, you might want to share your screen.
Well, now I'm no longer muted. Kai, would you also please start my video? Thank you so much.
Just a second, please.
So now you can all see this flag. Can't you? You are. So hello, everybody out there. I'm happy to be able to talk to you about the beautiful things here right now. Yeah, what did we do? This is still the German motive. Well, as we all know, we were going through quite some difficult times the last year, the last months actually. Corona pandemic has touched like every single area of our lives, be it economic, be it education, be it our private life, no longer parties, nothing. So normally, in normal years, when the book fair takes place, this would be the ideal stage to hold discussions, to bring other people with their ideas, with their perspectives, with their interpretation of things and all those developments. But unfortunately, this year, we're unable to do so. And since we were pretty aware of that already in June, July, we decided to establish a virtual stage this year and send out, well, a message to our international audience, which is a little optimistic, actually. And this is what it's called, why we called our this year's campaign Signals of Hope. It's our leitmotif for this year's fair. Whenever you go online and see our program, you will meet this campaign. You will see elements of it. You will, on social media, meet people talking about hope and the signals we're sending. You can also, this campaign has also a very strong visual component. I don't know if you know this signal flag alphabet. It's the maritime language of people on ships who communicate with each other. And this language is spoken or internationally. So this is what we want to use this year. Each flag is linked to
to a letter.
To a letter, and so we can form words out of it, signals and words of hope. This is what the word hope looks like in the flag alphabet. This is what it might have looked on the fairground, but there is no fairground or only little fairground this year, unfortunately. This is what it can looks like on the advertisements in the city. So what we wanted to do is to install a stage, install a campaign, and then have a 5-day program. Each day of the fair, we will have an event where we show where we discuss and where we talk about the pressing issues we are facing this year. So I want to quote Rebecca Solnit, who wrote a book which is called Hope in the Dark a few years ago. And she said a very beautiful, very remarkable thing. She said, inside the word emergency is emerge. From an emergency, new things come forth. The old certainties are crumbling fast, but danger and possibilities are sisters. And this is also the motivation behind our project. There's so many possibilities that can arise from a crisis in addition to fear. And we think that it's the task of Frankfurter Buchmesse to provide a platform for these possibilities, and above all, to offer a platform for people who are working on new possible futures with their ideas and to enter into an exchange with others. I think this is what book fair and the international publishing industry is about. It's about those people with their ideas and their perspectives and the exchange on these perspectives. On 5 days of the fair, we will talk about human rights, we will talk about gender topics, we will talk about Black stories, the Black Lives Matter community and their impact on literature. We will talk about climate change, and on Sunday of the fair, it might be a lighter and more entertaining way to discuss things. What is love? What is the role of love and friendship when it comes to raise hope? So this is what the whole campaign or also the website might look like in a few days. And one nice little gadget we invented also is the Signals of Hope generator. And the idea is that people can engage and create their own signal of hope. There is the link, you just click it and you say Signals of Hope generator. Hope is writing, for example. And then it is converted into a signal sign, a signal. And then you can easily share.
Sorry, Katja, could you click on the link again? Because we don't see it.
I did actually, and I can see it perfectly.
All right.
Maybe you need to share one more time your screen, because you shared the PowerPoint presentation, but not the screen.
All right, I'll try again. So.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
So we're now on the website, the Signals of Hope website. And this is where you enter your signal of hope. I say hope is writing. And then it is converted into my signal. This is what it looks like in the flag alphabet, actually. And this is now where I can share it on Twitter, for example. I will do so. And now my signal is shared with everybody out there. This was it mainly in a nutshell, actually. This is what we want to talk with you and all those visitors and customers out there who aren't able to attend this year's fair. And maybe and hopefully there will be very fruitful discussions. And in the end, there's a little more optimism and maybe beautiful ideas we can share during the next 12 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Katja. And now we're moving on to Stefanie von Beoeczy, who will show us all the news about the Frankfurt Conference and professional programs.
Yes, thank you, Kathrin. Thank you, Katja, for the Signals of Hope. Yes, I'm happy to talk to you a little bit about our trade program. This year's trade program will be entirely digital. It'll be happening from Monday, October 12th until the 16th, with a few formats already happening even prior to that. In all, we have about 70 hours of professional program happening digitally. A note on the handling. So all of our B2B formats are free of charge. Participants merely need to register via My Book Fair and then can access the screen. So all events are going to be screened on our website, BOOKFEST.de. Interaction with the audience questions will be handled through Menti or Slido. And a few select smaller formats will also be happening directly in Zoom for the audience. Now, putting on this year's digital program, it was, of course, a new beast to work with, but one that we thoroughly enjoyed because it, in fact, opened up a whole a whole new world of opportunities for us. We were able to reach out to more international speakers. We were also, in fact, able to to create offers for audiences that usually never are able to make it to Frankfurt. So there were a lot of possibilities there. As part of our digital program, we are premiering a new format, Frankfurt Conference, that you see in front of you right now. So Frankfurt Conference takes place Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 till 5:30 Central European time. And we are very happy that the Copyright Clearance Center is sponsoring this conference. So on Monday, we are kicking things off with the academic and scholarly track. The focus will be on open science and the transformation of academic and research communication. We have various international experts joining us, including Paul Aris from the Association of European Research Libraries, Emily Poznansky of De Gruyter, and experts from Finland and Sweden. Partnering with us on this track is Scientific Knowledge Services from Germany. And here too, we are happy to have Wiley, Elsevier, and Trend MD sponsor this, this very new track for us. On Tuesday, we are continuing with rights and licensing. That's of course the place where we look at all issues around the international rights trade. We are this year spotlighting Canada and Spain in our market focus to markets that kind of have the commonality of the multilingual challenges. And we are happy to announce that literary agent Andrew Nurnberg will be keynoting the conference, and there are too many experts on board, agents such as Anna Soler-Pont and Florence Biche, who's the rights director of Groupe Homme in Quebec. And moderating this session and partnering with us is Book Brunch, and another partner is Licensing International. Then on Wednesday, we are continuing with our Publishing Insights track. So that's really the place for all the industry, the players of the publishing industry to come together to look at a challenging year and look ahead at the signals of hope for what's in store for the future. We have Porter Anderson, Editor-in-Chief of Publishing Perspectives, hosting a CEO panel, having those leaders talk to us about what it means, in fact, to kind of steer their companies through a pandemic and a crisis. We have speakers such as James Daunt, the CEO of Barnes & Noble, joining us, Anant Padmanabhan, the CEO of HarperCollins in India, Jenny Fry, Commercial Director of Canongate. So a diverse session looking also at marketing and retail and how everyone's kind of had to pivot in this really challenging year. Then we wrap up Frankfurt Conference on Thursday with our audio track. As Juergen mentioned, audio obviously is still a driver for the industry and has been quite resilient in this challenging year. There too, we have top speakers from companies such as Nextory, Scribd, Saga Egmont, Bookwire, joining us talking about streaming, subscription, podcasting, and consumer behavior. Moderating numerous sessions will be Javier Zelaya from Das Deutsche, and here too we have the Norwegian company Beat Technology sponsoring the session. In addition to Frankfurt Conference, we have B2B programming happening throughout the entire week, where we really are also focusing just on highlighting various international publishing markets. As of October 5th, we will in fact be kicking off every day at 9:30 Central European time with a market snapshot of a different market. Part of the B2B programming is, of course, also the Arts Plus. The Arts Plus, as you know, is our gateway bringing together the publishing industries and the creative industries. And this crossover notion is also something that you will see reflected in the program. So looking at topics like enhanced storytelling, licensing and merchandising, film and game, We have masterclasses, panels, and networkings happening, a keynote by Stephanie Riggs. We have Marty Brockstein of Licensing International leading a masterclass for publishers on brand licensing, and also a panel on new technologies and how they're driving narratives, moderated by Kathrin from the Canadian Media Fund Canada, of course, also playing a big part in that program. And in addition to the programming, the trade program, we also have networking formats. One of them is the Hof. So that's something I know everyone will miss this year, are the gatherings, informal and joyous in the Frankfurter Hof, but we're bringing the Hof online. So starting, we actually had a test last week, and starting this week, we will have hour-long networking sessions that are quite informal. There's music, there's breakouts, we have guest speakers from various industries joining us. So yeah, just a nice format to kind of have some serendipitous encounters and and relive Frankfurt. And on October 12th, we in fact are going to be live at Frankfurter Hof with the barman joining us. So it's time to get the cocktail glasses ready. And we are working on this format with Felix Zeltner, who's a journalist and founder of Work Awesome. And we also, in addition to the Hof, have other curated networking formats for various kind of interest groups. We're something for distributors, working with, we will have a session with participants from our invitation program. Yeah, so as you can see, every day there's a lot happening. You can either lean back and listen to the exports, or play an active role and join the networkings. And we have gotten very positive responses from speakers and everyone. So I do think that a lot of these digital formats will also follow us into the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefanie. Great. Now we'll continue with Frankfurt Rights and Jenny.
Yes, thank you, Kathrin. Thank you, Stefanie, for that great overview. Now I'm going to talk a bit more about the actual tools that we're offering to our exhibitors and participants or visitors alike. So what the program obviously is a big part of what's happening in Frankfurt. I will talk a bit more about the tools and the technical aspects of it all. So at the center of, or one of our centerpieces is Frankfurt Rights. As we've talked about in previous sessions of the press conference and various other opportunities, the rights trade in Frankfurt is one of the pillars of Frankfurt. It's the LITAG is always called the heart of the Frankfurt Book Fair. So obviously we wanted to provide some kind of tool and of platform for that very special community, the rights community. And the answer, or one of the tools that we came up with, is Frankfurt Rights.
Now we go back.
1 second, please. Yes, thank you. Haven't finished quite on that one. It's a bit more extensive than 2 lines. So Frankfurt Rights is basically an online platform that enables communication and information sharing and transactions between rights buyers and sellers. The idea behind this is to really support the rights industry, to support the sellers and the buyers in streamlining some of these steps that lead to an actual, rights sale and an actual, transaction, so to speak. So what Frankfurt Rights does is it brings together buyers and sellers and all the relevant information on one platform. It's one international rights directory. It's fully tagged. Buyers can search and browse the platform, discover new content, see what the publishers that they are familiar with, or the rights sellers that they are familiar with, have in stock for the new season. Can also, look at backlist titles and find things that might actually fit their program and their lists. They can also request content information, and all of that can be shared through the platform. And sellers, on the other hand, can use this tool to streamline, as I said, some of the more tedious aspects of the rights trade. So, having information in different places, Frankfurt Rights is the place where they can all upload it and share information easily, rather than going through various platforms or by email. So it centralizes some aspects. And obviously, in terms of international visibility, it's one platform for the rights trade. So hopefully with all of our exhibitors and all of our rights sellers usually coming to Frankfurt, chipping in and using that tool, we get a glimpse of what the international, publishing world has to offer, and what, exciting content there is beyond what can be found or can be discovered in very, very extensive meetings in Frankfurt and very tough meeting schedules where people meet in half-hour slots to discuss. So providing room for a more still focused but more relaxed way of discovering and pitching content. I think that's it for now. I'm sure there will be more questions. And obviously this is new. Frankfurt Rights will be launched on the 1st of October. So bear with us. This is a screenshot of the staging environment where we're currently testing things and making sure that it all shapes up nicely. And then we have several other tools, some of which are already open now and live. So we have obviously the Exhibitors Calendar or the Exhibitors Catalog. Every digital exhibitor or every exhibitor registering for Frankfurt obviously has an entry in our exhibitor catalog. And we have extended the opportunities that publishers or exhibitors have to present themselves in that catalog. So this is basically, can be like their landing page. You can upload documents, you can, present the company there, you can put in a lot of links, one to Frankfurt Rights, obviously, where you can present your titles and your list as a publisher or as a rights seller. We have logos and pictures that you can upload. So a lot to make, to make browsing the exhibitor catalog worthwhile. And again, it is a condensed form of what Frankfurt and the international, depth and vastness of Frankfurt is all about. So I can only encourage everybody to look through the Exhibitors Calendar and discover one or two or three or more new publishing houses, because as Stefanie said before, the fact that we now have a digital offering has brought us new exhibitors, people that formerly haven't been to Frankfurt before, exhibitors who haven't been to Frankfurt before, publishing houses that due to budget reasons or others, or just because they might also just be brand new, haven't been able to come to Frankfurt before. So this is the opportunity to discover, new people and new business contacts, new publishers around the world, new companies around the world. Likewise, the calendar of events has gone live today, and publishers who exhibit digitally or physically in the years to come are all called to enter their events into the calendar of events. You can enter. We've changed it so that we make room also for digital events. It's not restricted to the book fair week. So if you have an event that is taking place before the book fair or after the book fair, please enter it there. What we're trying to achieve with this is have one calendar of events that revolves around everything in publishing, everything for the, creative industries, really. So these are tools that are open to exhibitors. Entering into these tools is open to exhibitors. Browsing them, searching through them is completely free of charge and, open to anyone who would like to see. And then participating in the events that you can find in the calendar of events, again, is depending on who's hosting it and the rules or the settings that they have chosen. This is apart from what Frankfurt Book Fair is offering, the extensive program that Stefanie just presented to you. And then as a third tool, we have our matchmaking service or our matchmaking tool. This is going live tomorrow, fingers crossed. And this is for individuals. Using it is free of charge. All that is needed is a My Book Fair profile. Registration is also free of charge for that service, and activating it. And what it does is that it matches everybody who's participating in the matchmaking based on the information that they provide while registering and setting up the matchmaking. So people are matched depending on different topics and themes, really, and based on what they are looking for and what they have to offer. This is one thing that the tool does, so actually actively match people. What users can also do is just browse the tool itself, look for it, look through it, look for, you know, people from publishing houses look for job profiles, look for titles, look for content categories that they might be interested in, look for, you know, service providers in specific regions or countries around the world, and send them contact requests. And if, you know, contacts have been accepted and matches have been made, the platform also offers the opportunity to actually video call each other, chat and video call. Both of these tools are available and will remain so for a while. The matchmaking is based on what we used to offer in the app exclusively. We have brought it to desktop and yes, have installed a very easy single sign-on. So we hope so that the My Book Fair profile actually unlocks access to the events that will be streamed on our platform, for the B2B events, that is, and to the matchmaking, and also provides entry to Frankfurt rights as a buyer if interest pertains. And then lastly, I want to just remind of our business insights and readers' delights pages that we also have very prominently on Buchmesse.de, so on our website. These are websites that match or that mix editorial content with so-called advertising tiles that our publishers or our exhibitors can book for free again, where they can place their content, titles, events, whichever it is that they want to draw attention to, in the right context already. The Reader's Delights are based on genres. So, you know, if someone's interested in crime fiction, you know, everything that they need is basically on that site. And then likewise, the business insights provide more business or, you know, professional information. So between, you know, B2B information and pick up the topics or the areas that we have worked on during the past years to actually build communities and bring together under a certain topic. So there's things around audio, things revolving around kids, things revolving around academic and education. Obviously, the Arts Plus also has that interface between creative industries, also has one of these business insights pages. So again, depending on which area you work in as a publishing professional or as a trade visitor, this is where you can find a lot of content and a lot of the things that will be relevant for you grouped together in one space.
Thank you, Jenny.
That's it.
That's great. Thank you for this overview. And I just wanted to also let you know that we've put together a press kit which contains all the information that we're providing this afternoon. So you will have that shortly in your inboxes, and you can, of course, read all that in the press kit. Now, we would like to, I realize that time is flying, and I might have been a little bit premature in saying that this is 30 minutes. We still have a few minutes of presentation that we would like to share with you. And I'll just run you through this very quickly. So the premiere this year is our consumer-faced digital BOOKFEST. That will be live streamed on 17th October, Saturday, 17th October from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And you can access it on Buchmesse.de live. And I just wanted to give you a bit of a look and feel of how this actually will look like. So we will have two channels. So it's really like you really have to imagine this sort of like Buchmesse TV. We have two channels. We will be showing, those will be moderated. There will be a host that sort of runs you through the entire day. And this is sort of, these are what you expect between two slots. The slots are really of different length. They're very short formats and a bit formats that are about 20 minutes or 15 minutes. Please move on, Kai. And I'll just give you a selection of names who will be participating in BOOKFEST Digital. That's Elizabeth Gilbert, Matt Haig, Yvonne Adiam Ovur, and Elliot Weinberger. And I just wanted to mention here that Alex Hipsley-Cox and Erin Cox have been immensely helpful with establishing contacts here and helping us putting together this program. So thank you. Yeah. Moving on to Weltempfang, you know, of course, that the Weltempfang is our political stage Also this year, for the first time, it will be a digital program on 5 days with 12 events and 42 speakers. We have pre-recorded the Weltempfang sessions. However, the opening of the Weltempfang will be live on the stage in the Festhalle, our big stage that I will introduce you to shortly. And also here's a selection of speakers: Leila Slimani, Francesca Melandri. So you can see there are quite a few very well-known names and a few more also. The next topic that I just shortly wanted to touch upon is that Litprom celebrates 40 years of 40-year anniversary this year. You know, they are lobbying for literatures from Africa, Asian, Latin America, and the Arabic country. Very important job here in Germany, and to celebrate their anniversary, they have put together a symposium on African perspectives, and here are some of the participants here. Very happy that Ngugi wa Thiong'o will hold the keynote. The program, just a minute, will be streamed on October 12th. That's Monday. It will be streamed on October 12th, also on the book fair site and on the YouTube channel of Litprom and KfW Stiftung, who are the partners. Now, coming to the ARD Bookfest stage, you might have heard that we have the Festhalle this year. We've turned it into a big stage for authors and for talks and discussions. This is what it will look like. So it's really like a huge TV studio. We have been working on the program with all our media partners, German media partners, and the program will be both in Frankfurt, so both on the stage, and it will be also live streamed, so you can actually watch it. Also here, some international stars that will be present. We're really happy that Chili Gonzalez and Malakoff Kowalski will be there. It will be a spoken word performance. So there won't be a concert, but he will be talking about taste and about his new book on Enya. Chili Gonzalez will. Then we have Nell Zink here, Irvin Welsh, and Lina Atfa, who is the winner of the Literatur Prize. And this will just give you a short overview of the partners that we have been working on for this program. Yes, also a program that we will do in the city of Frankfurt, BOOKFEST City. Of course, you've been familiar because we've been doing it for 3 years now, and we're bringing authors and events into the whole of city of Frankfurt. And really, we'll do this again. We will have 77 events here in the book fair week on 35 locations. All of this, so each of these locations, of course, have their health concept in place to be really to sort of ensure that everybody's safe. You also have to pre-register in case you wanted to join any of these events. You'd have to pre-register. 119 authors are involved and 55 publishing houses. Also international publishing houses are among them. And this is just a few authors that will be part of it. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is it. Thank you for listening to us. And now we can answer your questions if you have any. Please, you can either raise your hand and we'll unlock the microphones, or you could ask your questions in the chat. Must have been very overwhelming what we said, because I don't see any questions here so far. Okay. Right. So thank you for the feedback. I'm reading here from Porter Anderson. I think it was very comprehensive. Thank you for the overview. Yes, thank you to all of my colleagues who have been here today and very thorough. And of course, should you have any questions that are not being answered in the press kits and in the press release, please come back to us. And if you don't have any questions now, I think thank you everyone, and see you very soon, hopefully. Oh, just maybe a short note, the opening press conference will be on Tuesday, October 13th at 12:30. It will be streamed. So it will be a digital press conference. The opening ceremony will be in the Festhalle on October 13th at 6. So that is an actual event, yeah. And I don't think Juergen mentioned that before, but David Grossman, the Israel author, will be our keynote speaker at the opening, among other politicians. And yeah, okay,